So I'm sure if you've been in the professional field for longer than I don't know a, a month, you've had your fair share of different people that you've worked with, which can have varying degrees of uh, joy or depression that could be brought up by the different people you've worked with. I've had my fair share of people who have lifted me up and made me want to do my best, and others who I don't know how they passed the interview because, oof, that's rough. Some people are can be pretty difficult to work with, and in those instances, all you can do is really just it's like anything else. You just sort of gotta push through it, smile and nod, and be pleasant. But it can make work really difficult. You have somebody that is tough to deal with, and then every interaction that you need to do for your job becomes exponentially harder because you're like, well, now I got to deal with this person again. And what are they going to say this time? And why is nothing happening? Like, why, why is this person here? But no, it's as long as you're trying and pushing forward, all you can really do is that. And, you know, if you have the support, let people know that that you're having struggles with the individual, or if you need to be more anonymous or like that's allowed, then provide that information anonymously. But really, that can only really happen if you have a support network. So not like you can it's not like you're always going to feel like that's the easiest way to do it or best way to do it. Like you also have to feel like people care about difficulties, and that's going to heavily depend on managers because managers come in all shapes and sizes, and some are really good and helpful, and others are sort of just there. And sometimes it can definitely be, sometimes it could be more desirable just to have a manager who's there than a manager who is bad, who actively is like harming you in some way, psychologically, most likely. But yeah, it can be tough to work with those types of people. I think trying to find a way to humanize each other can help, but the person on the other end still needs to be receptive. So building up that uh receptivity, I don't know if that's a word, or receptiveness within that person is kind of crucial to even begin. I mean, this applies for any situation, really, like the humanization, um, to be able to see each other as some form of equal is really the only way to have a more like peaceful way to start being able to uh, potentially have a good relationship. Uh, I think that's one of the biggest problems is like once you get into like different statuses and those types of hierarchies, then you end up with uh people that will not, unless they've like been uh unless they're already like an empathetic person or have like been trained to empathize, then the moment you have a hierarchical situation, or the person came from uh their like professional career has been around like I'm a senior, you're not, then like you've lost um and need to start that humanization process to be able to like find that equal ground before being able to make any progress, because like until you can see each other as equals in some form, there's not much progress that can be made unless the person has just been. There are instances where a person will just not have been um exposed to it, and so just like bringing it up can like shake them from it, but that's that can be pretty difficult, especially if you're conflict avoidant. Like you're not gonna actively go out of your way to like say, "Hey, I don't like when you do this. It's not helpful to me doing my job either." And it's like some people, the moment you like confront them, they'll sort of be shocked out of their norm and be like, "Oh, uh, I didn't know that." Uh, or I didn't know that the thing I'm doing that seemed so normal is impacting you that way. And so being being able to find that humanity within that is really one way to get through it and hopefully have a better experience. It's much easier to do your job and be in a workplace when you enjoy what you're doing or enjoy the people you're doing it with.